Hi everybody, Eugene here with Darkroom Software. As you already know, it's October, and us at Darkroom Software are bringing in the spooky with a special series I'd like to call Darkroom Software Goes Even Darker. We're going to use Halloween-themed graphics and events to hopefully both wow and scare the pants off of your customers. In this next video, we're going to learn how we can add a scary little friend to our photo booth that somebody can opt in or opt out, and how to avoid a couple common mistakes that a lot of people run into. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to start up the booth, and there's one issue that's going to show up pretty quickly that I want you to look at. If you look at the words on my shirt, you'll see that they're backwards, and that's because the live view is mirrored. So whenever we start the session, let's add in Frankenstein, and we review the photo, it's actually going to mirror me back, and then I'm going to be in front of Frankenstein. So that's one issue we're going to try to avoid, and I'll show you a really good way to, easy way to do that. But we'll also see how this is all set up. So right here I have an attract screen. It's just my desktop that I have animated, and then I add it as an MP4 file. So first we're gonna go with our screen template, and you know what we can do, we'll start from scratch. Okay, page 1 demo for Halloween demo, and it's horizontal. That's all correct. We go ahead and add our background graphic. This is all pretty normal. Enlarge it just a little bit, and then we're going to add our background for our green screen. So there's our Halloween background, and we'll make it a little bit smaller, and then we'll add our live view. And actually we want the live view on top of Frankenstein. We'll fix that in just a second. I'm just kind of stacking everything loosely right now, and then we're going to add a graphic list. So we're going to click edit. I'm going to just type in for the list name, and this is really important, what you name it here, because you have to name everything with the same list name. So we'll call it friend, lowercase, and then, so one thing that I ran into when I was building this is if you click add none first and then add your graphic, it will remove this alpha channel right here, that option. So one way around that, rather than adding none, is to add a blank PNG, and I have it sized for 4x6 so it just matches up. And then I'm going to add Frankenstein, so my blank PNG and then Frankenstein, so the default is essentially nothing. It's all completely transparent. And click OK, and that's right over the top of everything. So here is where we're going to do a little bit of stacking magic, and to make sure everything's right on top of each other. I did that a little bit quick. So I'm holding down shift, and then I'm going to click on the background graphic, which I know is the right size and what I want everything based on. So you can see all three of them are selected, and this one's most selected. I'm going to right click on it and then make same position and size. So now they're all right on top of each other. My Frankenstein graphic should be behind my live view, so the live view's on top, and my live view should be set for chroma key. So now I can see the chroma key layer. I can't see anything with this blank graphic, but Frankenstein's hidden in there. And then we're going to add one more option, and that's going to be our button. So browse, and I have this PNG button, and I'm going to set the command for next graphic, and then choose my graphic list friend. So what that means is whenever I click this, it's going to cycle through those graphics. So if I want to turn it on, I click it. If I want to turn it off, I click it. It's working as a toggle switch, but it's actually cycling through. So if there are two graphics in there, it would cycle through all three, the blank and then the two graphics. So I think that's ready. Let me see. We'll just double check everything. That's correct. Blank. Yeah, it's using alpha channel. So if you had added the add none option, whenever you click on it, you would not see this option right there. Go ahead and click save. And save. And I believe that screen template is done and ready to go. We'll go ahead and choose it. The next thing we're going to do is switch over to our print template, which I already have built, but we're going to build it from scratch again. And click new. Call it H1 demo. 4x6 horizontal. Add artwork, and we're going to do this essentially the same thing we just did with the other template. Our 4x6 background. Add artwork. Graphic list. Edit. Friend. And if that's misspelled or a capitalization is different, it won't work. You have to be pretty precise with that. So one of the things I typically recommend is copying and pasting, so you know that that's set up properly. So we're going to click add, do the same thing, blank, and in this situation, rather than using the same Frankenstein, we're actually going to use the flip version. I took this into Photoshop and I just flipped it so that now Frankenstein's on the left side, so whenever I flip, Frankenstein would also flip. And then last thing we need is the photo. Set to chroma key and save. So go ahead and test out those two new ones and make sure everything's working properly. Okay, so it should show me in live view in just a second, and we'll add a friend, and then start the booth. Okay, and now it should actually flip both of us. There we go. Accept and print. So the last thing that showed, but I didn't show how it was set up, was the attract mode screen. We'll start it just so you can see it. This video will keep looping over and over until somebody touches the screen. This is used more with mirror booths, and as soon as you touched it, it would just bypass the start screen and go straight into the session. But for us, we left it so you have when you click on it, it closes the track mode, and then it shows all your options with the buttons, so we can choose Frankenstein, and that's added right here under attract mode. Edit, add video. Now I already had the video added, so I'll just click update so you can see what it looks like. Loop, maintain aspect ratio, playback in full, using full screen, and there's the file. Okay, so I hope to see you in the next video. We'll continue with the same theme all the way through October. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you next time. Alas, poor York. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest and most excellent fancy. see you next time.